He broke the mold with this one.
Europe's been amazing, especially Italy. I mean, I think we've sold something like 1.7 million albums with Blue. And the fans are always really nice and show us a lot of love. You know, we're popular as well, which is nice. It's always nice to play out to packed out venues. I think tonight we're playing to 22,000 people, which is going to be an amazing experience.
We are Roma and Gotta. See, in Roma.
It's been nice being on stage with the boys. It's like, I almost got a little bit choked the other day. Like, I was standing there, I didn't let the boys know, but I sort of looked around and I thought, man, this will probably be one of the last times that we'll be on stage with each other. Maybe not the last time, but officially. And I just thought, wow, like, all the years we've been together, everything that we've been through, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
To me, Lee's a genius. That's only one word for him, he's a genius. I think he's the next generation of the great singers such as George Michael, Sting. No, I think he's definitely on that path. With his voice and his songs that he writes himself, you know, I think he's got longevity in the business. I think he'll be around for another 20 years.
Songs that he's written, you know, for the album and contributed so well to Guilty and obviously the best of, you know, writing Breathe Easy in like a day, and that song just becoming a massive smash, you know, around the UK and around Europe, even here in Italy. We're up front, so if it weren't for Lee, then, you know, who knows what would have happened.
He's got a voice of an angel, and he's, you know what I mean, he's just wicked. He's going to do really well.
I feel really good about being on my own. I'm looking forward to it. I've got a lot to say which is good in my music. I don't feel frightened that people won't connect with it, because I think what I want to say in my music has a lot of depth, so hopefully people will understand it.
There's an army of lovers dying to meet you, dying to make your acquaintance.
While the other boys are taking breaks and having days off, I've been working, so literally I haven't had a day off for about 3 weeks now. But it's worth it. We're just going to go now to record Army of Lovers in Italian, and I'm going to do it line by line, which is going to be really interesting. I'd like for the song to be a step away from Blue. I think that's the one thing, not in a negative way, but in a sense of progression. I think that's why, hopefully, that's why I recorded the song, that's why we put it as a first single, because it is such a far left sort of sound from Blue, but it's definitely me. Is that what? Yeah. I think it shows a sign of respect to which country you're in. If you give the time out to actually go in the studio and learn a different language, and then actually give the time to go on stage and actually perform it in their dialect. And I look forward to doing it. It's a challenge. It's a real challenge.
Dying to meet you, dying to make your acquaintance.
I've known him now for about 2 years, and we've been working together for about the last year.
Well, I let him explain the first time he met me, because it was kind of funny. I don't want to talk about it. It was funny though.
I'm sitting there by the pool on my own, and this guy taps me on the shoulder with the guitar and said, "You're Angie Stone's manager." I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "Can I play you this song?" So he started singing this song, which is probably one of the most amazing voices that I've heard in a long time. I was like, wow. And then halfway through the song, 2 security men came over and tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, sir, you need to put the guitar back in the front window display." And I think from that moment on, I thought, yeah, there's something different about this kid.
We bounce off each other really well. Like, he'll come up with ideas and I'll go, "Bang, what about this?" Or I'll say something and he'll go, "Yeah, what about this?" And it's just a good working relationship. It's not like I'm the artist and he's the manager. It's more of the fact that we're business partners, and we work with each other. We set up the company Big Group, which is the management company, but I signed myself to the company as well. And you know, with the team that we've got, it's very small, it's very intimate, very family orientated, and everyone's working with each other, you know.
I first started working with Lee back in the year 2000 when Blue was coming together as a band. And if my memory serves me right, he was only 16 when we first started doing business together. Lee is very simply a guy with an amazing voice. I would say that he probably possesses a better voice than 99% of young guys leaving boy groups and attempting to have a career as a solo artist.
Sometimes I watch you out sleeping, so amazed at how pretty you are.
I was born in Chatham, Kent, and then my mum and dad split up when I was 5 years old, and then I moved to Erith with my gran, I think it was, and then we moved to Plumstead, and I grew up in Plumstead through my teenage years, which is in South East London. It was fun, but it was rough as well. Like there was a lot of violence around that way, and I witnessed a lot of violence. And my sister grew up in the same area, so she saw pretty much everything I saw. It just makes you a bit tougher skinned, and I think it's great for this business.
We're very, very close. He's away a lot, but the bond is extremely, you know, strong, so it's not a problem at all. So we're just very close.
My mum is everything I am. Like, she taught me how to be, how to think, how to feel, and you know, was a father figure as well as a mother figure. Even though, you know, my dad was, you know, he wasn't around as much, but my mum really sort of brought me and my sister up. She encouraged me in the fact that if I said I didn't want to do it, then she'd make me do it. As a child, you're probably unsure of a lot of things, but my mum would reassure me to make sure that I went in and done my best.
It was very difficult for him at school because he was dyslexic, and we had huge problems with that. Not so much in his primary school, but certainly when he reached senior school, the problems I could see were going to get out of hand.
The kids used to say, oh, thicky, thicky and stuff like that, but then I'd just beat him up, and that's what I used to get in trouble for.
And I remember saying to him once, Lee, we have to do this together, and what hurts you hurts me just as much. But I promise you, if you keep yourself together, you will sing with Elton John by the time you're 18. And I totally believed it, and he did.
My first impression of him was of someone who was full of confidence, cheeky, infectious, and extremely cute, and everything you need to be a star these days, and also had an incredible voice. I mean, I was so surprised by how he sang and how all of them sang on the record, but him particularly, he's got the most incredible voice.